What does it take to build an empire from nothing? To stare down the most powerful armies on the planet and win. To achieve something everyone says is impossible. It's not just strength or strategy or even courage. It's one word. Grit! And 400 years ago, one man mastered it. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Welcome to Voice of Grit. I'm your host. And on this channel, we don't just tell history. We decode it. We extract the timeless leadership, the powerful psychology, and the strategic lessons that you can apply directly to your modern life. Today, we're unveiling 3 unbreakable rules of grit from the life of the legendary Shivaji Maharaj. Now, these are not just historical takeaways. Think of them as your new operating system for your business, your personal goals, and every single battle that life throws your way. Because here's the truth. Most people think grit is just about pushing harder, about grinding until you burn out. But Shivaji Maharaj has showed us something profound. True grit is about thinking smarter, standing taller, and leading deeper. It's a calculated, intelligent force. Let's break it down. Rule number 1. Know your fort. When you look at the landscape of the 17th century, Shivaji Maharaj didn't command the vast open field armies that his rivals did. He didn't have the sheer numbers to compete on their terms. What he did have was the terrain of the Sahyadri Mountains. He had strategic forts, masterfully engineered and built into the very peaks of those mountains. These weren't just defensive structures. They were a control system, a communication network, a symbol of his sovereignty. This was his fortress of identity. It was his home ground, a place where he held the ultimate advantage. The enemy was out of their element, while he was in complete control. Now, let's talk about your modern application. What is your fort? It's your unique, unassailable advantage. It could be your core skill, that one thing you do better than almost anyone else. It could be your deep knowledge of a specific niche market. It might be your boundless creativity, your relentless work ethic, or the powerful network you've painstakingly built over years. Your first mission, your primary objective, is to identify this fortress of yours, and then you must fortify it. Reinforce it. Make it impregnable. Stop trying to fight your battles on someone else's battlefield where they set the rules. Find your zone of power, your personal high ground, and dominate from there. That is the first law of strategic grit. This brings us to rule number 2. The guerrilla mindset. Shivaji Maharaj understood he could not defeat the mighty Mughal Empire hidden in a conventional war. To even try would have been suicide. So, he refused to play their game. He rewrote the rules of engagement entirely. His forces moved like lightning, struck hard and with precision, and then vanished back into the hills before the enemy could even mount a proper response. He didn't attack their armies. He hit their supply lines, their morale, their psychological weak points. He created chaos and uncertainty, turning his smaller, more agile force into a weapon of immense psychological power. He was unpredictable, and in warfare, predictability is a death sentence. How does this apply to you? Let's say you're a small business going up against a corporate giant. You can't outspend them. Don't even try. But you can outserve them. You can outcreate them. You can outsurprise them with your agility and personal touch. Or maybe you're facing a massive personal challenge that feels completely overwhelming. Don't try to tackle the whole thing at once. Find one single leverage point, that one small action that will create the biggest impact. Attack that point. Adapt your strategy based on the result. Move to the next point. Repeat. That is the guerrilla mindset in action. Swift, intelligent, and relentlessly adaptive. It's about being the eagle, not the bull. And this is the soul of grit. Rule number 3. Lead with Dharma. Shivaji Maharaj's leadership wasn't just built on military genius. It was anchored in a profound code of righteous conduct, a principle known as Dharma. In a time of brutal conflict, he instituted policies that were revolutionary. He commanded absolute respect for all women. He honored all faiths and protected places of worship. and he made it his sacred duty to protect the innocent, even those on the enemy's side. He wasn't just a conqueror, he was a protector. This wasn't a sign of weakness. It was his greatest strength. What was the result of this? His soldiers, his people, they didn't just fight for a king. They weren't just mercenaries fighting for pay. They fought for a cause. They fought for a vision of a just and righteous kingdom. They fought for an idea that was bigger than any single person. His dharma was the moral fuel for their grit. And here is your modern application, perhaps the most important of all. Your purpose is your fuel. Without a why, grit eventually becomes burnout. It's just empty effort. But with a powerful, meaningful why, grit transforms into your destiny. Your dharma is your personal compass, your non-negotiable set of values. When you align your actions with that deep purpose, your resilience becomes almost limitless because you're no longer just working, you're fulfilling a mission. So let's recap Shivaji Maharaj's 3 unbreakable rules of grit. First, know your fort. Identify and build upon your unique advantage. Second, adopt the guerrilla mindset. Be agile, be unpredictable, and strike at the points of maximum leverage. And third, lead with dharma. Anchor your every action in a purpose and a compass that is greater than your ego. These rules didn't just build an empire. They can absolutely build your future. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 3 rules do you feel you need to apply most in your life right now? Is it about fortifying your skills, thinking more like a guerrilla, or connecting with a deeper purpose? Tell me in the comments below. I read every single one. If this resonated with you and you want to decode more lessons from the greatest minds in history, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Because in our next video, we're diving into a high-stakes psychological thriller. What if the fateful meeting between Shivaji Maharaj and Afzal Khan had gone differently? We'll break down the psychology, the hidden stakes, and the untold strategy behind one of history's most dramatic confrontations. This is your host for Voice of Grit. Until next time, stay gritty.